Hi everyone, my name is Bugsy. I am 29 years old, and over the last 6 months, I lost 30 pounds and gained about 6 inches to my vertical following the shift program with Stan. He's not paying me to say any of this. I kind of just wanted to come out here and talk about my experience with the program, so here we go. I joined Shift with the intention of losing weight and just overall becoming a better volleyball player. One of the side quests I kind of had for myself was being able to dunk a basketball. I'm 5'10 and I'm currently getting my wrist over the rim, but I'm having some trouble with the technique and the timing. So if you have any advice, let me know. Let's rewind it a little bit. It's January 2023 and I just tore my ACL and both sides of my meniscus of my left knee. At this point, I'm pretty devastated, and I thought that my athletic career is over and it's gonna be a downward spiral from here. I gained a lot of weight, reaching as high as 220 pounds. To shed off some of that weight, I decided to go on a 3-month diet. And I put that in quotations because I was actually just starving myself. Maybe 1,500 calories a day, and I did end up losing the weight. But as soon as I stopped that diet, I gained all that weight right back, so it obviously was not sustainable. Eventually, in my recovery, I started going back to the gym, and I was doing the standard push-pull-leg split, but I still wasn't seeing much progress to my vertical or to my weight. 1 year post-surgery, and I was back on the court playing volleyball, but like I said, I was hitting a ceiling and I was getting stagnant on my progress. It was exhausting, and if I can be vulnerable for a second here, I hated what I felt whenever I looked into a mirror. Finally, I came across an ad for Shift, so I hit up Stan and I told him my story, and he said I'd be a perfect candidate for the program, so he gave me his pitch for it, and I was skeptical. As a coach myself, I understand the importance of hands-on coaching and training. And on top of that, did I really need to hire a coach to get me information that I can just find online? Turns out, yes. Sifting through tons and tons of information online is a lot of work, and that's probably why I've had such a hard time finding the right direction to go to. What exercises should I be doing? What should I be eating? How long should I be doing these for? Eventually, I said to myself, I want to change. Online coaching isn't for everyone. I had to push myself because there wasn't somebody else to do it. And one of the most important lessons I learned throughout the program is that I didn't need more motivation. I needed more discipline. So now it's January 2025, and I'm working with Stan. In the beginning, I weighed about 210 pounds, and I was reaching about 10'2". Stan gave me a workout routine, and he gave me some loose guidelines to follow about what to eat. He made it super simple and intuitive. There was an app I used to keep track of my food intake and my workouts. I started with about 2,700 calories and 200 grams of protein daily. And I followed a 4-day workout split: upper and plyos, lower body strength, explosive power, and another plyometrics day. We also set up a daily steps goal and a water intake goal. We had a bi-weekly check-in meeting, and I also just messaged him throughout the week to double check my form on the exercises I was doing. I was consistent. I hadn't missed a single workout. I hadn't missed a single calorie or step or protein or water intake target. I did everything for a whole month. I hopped back onto a scale, did not see a move. I checked my vertical, did not see that change either. I was like, dude, what am I paying for right now? What am I even doing? I was just tired and sore all the time, and Stan just told me, dude, just keep going. Just trust the process. Just keep going. 2 weeks after that, after a volleyball open gym session, I realized I wasn't sore or tired. Even after some really tough workouts that week, I quickly recovered and bounced back. Turns out my body just needed to adjust to my new normal. I kept at it some more and I finally started to see some weight loss, and it encouraged me to keep going. Stan saw my progress and was like, keep going, we can go further. We slowly adjusted my macros over time, and ultimately I came down to 2,200 calories and 100 grams of protein daily, and I was consistent with that still. I worked out even though I was tired. I stuck with my calorie and protein targets even though I was going to like weddings and other events and stuff like that. I was on top of it every single time. At 4 months, I lost about 20 pounds and gained about 4 inches to my vertical. But it was at this point that I started to really miss a lot of the food that I used to enjoy. As a big back at heart, I missed munching on bread and sweets and all that good stuff. So when I told Stan this, he's like, okay, let's modify your diet then so you can enjoy the foods that you enjoy. I was like, we can do that? He's like, yeah, if you're not gonna enjoy the food and you're not gonna enjoy the process, then you're not gonna keep going. So the new diet was 6 days out of the week, I would eat less than 2,100 calories and still fit in 180 grams of protein. And 1 day per week, I could eat up to 3,000 calories. This allowed me to enjoy food again and made it less mathematical, where I had to only focus on the numbers. Despite technically eating more per week, I still lost weight. Doing my workouts consistently certainly helped. I was still getting faster and stronger, and more importantly, I was getting more confident in my body again. People started noticing differences in me, and it wasn't until I looked at the progress photos that I saw how much I really changed. By the end of the program in early July, I was down to 180 pounds and I was reaching 10'8". I am the strongest I've ever been, and I am jumping higher than even before my ACL and meniscus tears. I've kept up a lot of the habits that I've learned. I still follow a high protein diet, but I've increased my calorie intake to enjoy food again. But this time, I've maintained the weight. I'm working out still, and I'm fitting it into my busy schedule because it's important to me. I still have some goals to reach, namely getting my first dunk in and competing in a professional volleyball setting, so I'm gonna keep on pushing. If you feel like you've hit a ceiling in your progress, or you're like me and you were just tired of feeling sorry for yourself and you just need to be pointed in the right direction, then definitely hit up Stan. Thank you so much, Stan, for the guidance and the lessons learned, and thank you everyone for sticking around and listening to my story. I'm literally just a normal dude. I work a 9 to 5 and I was able to make it work, so if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can too. Alright, that's all for me, so thank you guys again, and wish me luck for tryouts next week.